Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the keyboard on this Lenovo Legion laptop. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. The replacement part, we actually got the entire keyboard Palmrest assembly because it'll be a lot easier to replace. If you don't and you just got the plain keyboard, you're going to have to cut every single one of, you see these little plastic pieces? You're going to have to cut all of those out, and then you're going to have to melt some new plastic in there. It's not, I would say it's not worth the effort, but if you want to try and save a few dollars, yeah, go ahead and go that route. Anyways, this is a Lenovo Legion Pro 7 16IRX8H. Okay, Legion Pro 7 16IRX8H. Alright, just want to make sure I'm reading that right. Let me double check one thing. You want to make sure the keyboard does line up and match. Okay. The main one you want to check is the enter key area, because a lot of times that's the part that's not going to look right. And then you want to check like these shortcut keys. Make sure they look the same. Alright, they look good. Alright, so let's go ahead now, flip it over, and then start taking it apart. Alright, so we'll go here. Let's get a thumbnail of the back real quick. Okay, so there we go. Alright, it looks like we're going to be using a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Alright, so you want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern, I remove them. Alright, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in because it's a close look at things. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue removing all the screws. Alright, so these ones towards the front are smaller than the other ones if you happen to accidentally mix them up. The rest seem to be about the same length, so yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and continue removing all the screws. Okay, last screw removed. Okay, now that we got all those screws out, we're going to go ahead and pop the cover off. Usually what I'll do, assuming this works like the other ones, is I'll get my fingernails between the base and the palm rest, and I'll push with my thumbs on the other side, and let's see if it pops the cover, okay? Yep, alright, there we go. I did have to tilt it because the screen is kind of just in the way, but there you go. You don't want to push on the on the touchpad. You want to skip over that and then just push on the palm rest area, and there we go. Okay, you can see it's popping up. Alright, and now that we got the front up, I'm going to close it, we're going to rotate it, and then you can see here, I'm going to get underneath the gap there, and same thing, get my fingernails in there and push with my thumbs on the bottom, okay, and that popped that. Okay, we're going to rotate it and do the other side. So if this already popped up, okay, again, we'll go to the side here, and then push with my thumbs on the back. There we go. Alright, so let's see. We got the sides, and it looks like it's just going to swing up. Yep. Okay, so there we go. We got the entire bottom cover off here. I really hope I'm not going to have to redo thermal paste on here, because I did not quote the customer for that. I didn't think I would have to do all of that. So let's see. I hope I won't. But right now, shoot. Oh no, from looking at it, I think I am going to have to, at the minimum, take the heatsink off. There's liquid metal under here, so I guess they're going to also be getting a PTM7950 upgrade, because liquid metal is a bunch of BS, and it actually just causes problems. But yeah, it looks like I'm actually going to have to reapply the paste here. I'm going to clean this up because it is a little dusty. Basically, I'm going to use a toothbrush, just loosen the dust like this, and then I'm going to use an electric air blower to blow all that dust out. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. Let's go ahead now, and first thing, remove the battery. Okay, we're going to switch over to a PH1 or JAS1 screwdriver bit now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and undo the screws for the battery. They might be actually hiding screws underneath these other panels. So I guess let's go ahead and disconnect the battery cable first. Alright, so I'm going to just use my fingernails on the wings of the connector here. And I'm going to wiggle that to pull it out. Okay, just like that. And if we can, lift this slightly to pull the cable the rest of the way. Okay. There we go. Be careful that you don't tilt it sideways in the connector, because you don't want to bend the pins of the battery connector inside there. Alright, now that we've disconnected the battery, I'm going to open up the laptop and then press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds. Right, this will drain any residual power and will make it a lot safer to work on. Okay, some people ask me if they need to do this. I mean, it's 15 seconds. If you don't want to take 15 seconds to try and reduce risk of destroying your computer, then yeah, you probably don't want to do this, because it's already been way more than 15 seconds just getting to this point. And if 15 seconds is too much for you, then yeah, I don't think you want to be taking things apart, because doing the liquid metal, which is going to come up next, is going to be a huge pain. All right, anyways, here we go. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove this heatsink here. This is covering most likely an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. So there's 3 screws here holding this in place. Let's go ahead and remove those. Actually, okay, so here's the other screw on this side. You actually don't remove the M.2 SSD screw yet. We're just removing the ones holding this metal cover in place. Alright, now that we removed those 3 screws, we should be able to, yep, take that out. There is a thermal pad here, okay, which it looks like is barely making contact with this, so I don't know. I don't know how effective this is at really helping with heat. It's just barely touching it right there, I think. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take this M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD out. There's 1 screw. After you remove that screw, it pops up slightly. Then you can wiggle and pull this out. Of course, again, make sure, or I didn't mention it earlier, but make sure that you're grounded. You don't want static to be built up while you're doing this and then risk damaging anything. So here you can see there's a screw that was hidden under there. Okay, so let's go ahead now and just pull the entire battery out. Okay. So there's that screw, this screw, and this screw for here. Okay, and then we got 1 screw down here, another screw down here, and 1 screw all the way in this corner here. Alright, so now we got the 6 screws out. Let's see if we can lift this. Yep. Alright, so we can take the battery out. The battery model number is right here, L22M4PC1. So if you need to replace your battery, that's the battery model number. We'll take that out and we'll set that aside here. Oh, I just noticed there's a little bit of dust on the bottom cover here as well. So clean that up too. I just, again, use a toothbrush, loosen up the dust. Alright, that bottom cover seems to be pretty heavy duty. Alright, anyways, set that aside. Alright, so what else? We got an, okay, we're gonna have to transfer this little board over, it looks like. So if anything, we can actually pop this out first. There's some capped on tape here that we're gonna have to peel off. But let's see here. We can probably transfer this over without taking other stuff out first. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to switch back to the PH0 or JAS0 screwdriver. Undo this 1 screw here. Okay, There's the IO connector here. Flip this latch up. Okay, once you flip that up, you gotta pull the cable up slightly. Okay, so there's this tab you can use. Lift it up slightly and then pull it back. And there we go. We got that out. We can now, let's see, lift this up. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to peel the Kapton tape out. So I'm just gonna use, you can use whatever. Just get under there, grab the tape, okay, and peel that off. Just like that. All right, and now we can take that out. We can actually transfer this over to the replacement keyboard now, if we want. Okay, this is in the headphone jack, so you have the little headphone jack hole there. Line that back up and just drop that in. Actually, that, okay, drops in nicely. All right, and then we're just gonna get the screw and put that in. Sorry, I need to put it on the screwdriver. Okay, so we got that, and we're just gonna put that screw into there. All right, so we put that piece back on into the new cover. We'll set this aside again. All right, next thing, we are gonna have to separate this. Obviously, we need to peel this up. I do notice there's a black layer of plastic here. So actually we might have to take this out and put that, we can transfer that whole thing over. So actually I'm going to take this back off and we'll leave this out for now. Okay, so we'll take that piece out and set it aside here actually. All right, set that aside. Okay, so now that we got that up, let's see, we got a speaker connector here. Let me actually zoom in a bit more so you can see better. All right, so this, usually the way I do it is I get underneath the connector as close as I can, make sure I'm not prying up the outer edge portion, and then we just lift up just like that. You can see how it pops out. There's a little groove here. It follows these little things. So make sure you unroute it from there, and then it goes under there, so unroute it from there. Okay, and then it goes over here. Okay, and then the speaker just pops out. It's just being held in with these little rubber washers or whatever you want to call. Okay, so just lift it up. And there we go. We'll set that aside. Okay, what else we got? Okay, we're going to have to take out the touchpad ribbon cable. We're going to actually have to transfer that. The replacement one comes with one, the touchpad, but we do need the cable. So flip that latch up and flip this latch up. Okay, and then we'll get underneath the cable and pull that out. Okay, it's held in with some adhesive. Try and keep this cable flat because you don't want to fold it or bend it more like this and then risk damaging the internal wiring. So peel that up and then pull this back, and there we go. We'll set this aside as well. Okay, since we are transferring over the plasticky layer, yeah, we're gonna leave that out. Okay, so I think this plastic layer is separate, so we could actually put the cable in right now, but I'll wait because it goes on top of the motherboard or logic board. All right, if you want to see the RAM, it's going to be underneath this little box here. So I just use my fingernail, get underneath, and then pop it up. Work our way around, and there we go. All right, I don't know if this was worked on before because usually I believe this is like aftermarket RAM. We're going to pull these two tabs to the side, pops up, and then we can take that out. This is DDR5 RAM. I don't know the speed, but here you can see this is what they use. So yeah, if you want to upgrade your RAM, DDR5, it shouldn't matter what speed, sorry, it shouldn't matter what capacity. Usually I try and match the speed because, oops, I was trying to plug it into the bottom of the other side. But usually I try and match the speed because sometimes there are speed incompatibilities, but most of the time, like more than 99% of the time, you'll be okay using any speed as long as it's the right DDR spec. So if it's DDR4 and you put DDR4, you should be fine. If it's DDR5, you put DDR5, you should be fine. You can't mix it. You can't mix and match. So you can't put DDR4 RAM into a DDR5 RAM laptop. The connector is different. All right, let's go ahead and remove this little M.2 SSD cover as well. Okay, this one also, I believe, has 3 screws. One there, one down here. Oops, I forgot. Let me switch back to the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. And then one up here. Okay, I think the wireless card actually is under there as well. All right, so now that we got those 3 screws, let's go ahead and pull this up. And we got another thermal pad here. This one does stick a little bit better than the other one. Okay, so there we go. We'll set that aside. Okay, do we need to remove this? We do, because we have to unplug the cable there. So we'll undo the M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here as well. And it looks like this also is aftermarket. I think all of these might be aftermarket. There's a Samsung 990 Evo Plus SSD. The other one was like also a Samsung Pro SSD. So yeah, 990 Pro. So I have a feeling the customer upgraded this laptop. All right, anyways, we gotta remove the keyboard connector. So flip this latch up. Okay, hopefully you were able to see that. I'm running out of space on my desk to be able to move this and show you, but there you go. And then we'll just wiggle and pull this out. All right, underneath you do have the keyboard backlight connectors here. Oh no, is the thing different? You see this one, it has, sorry, the replacement one has this one cable. Why does this have an extra? Oh, okay, it's coming from the side. So what is that cable? Do we have to transfer another thing over? I guess we'll find out. All right, there's this tape, foam, whatever on top. Okay, it's just tape. So it's black tape. I'm not sure why that's there, but we'll just move that over here for now. And we'll transfer it back later. All right, we'll flip this latch and this latch. And then we will pull this cable out. Just like that. And this one, pull this cable out as well. I need to figure out what this is because, oh shoot, this cable is kind of stuck down. I'm going to try to peel it up. There's some adhesive holding it. Okay, peel it up and pull that out. All right, I need to find out what that cable is because if we can't transfer that over, I'm going to have to let the customer know. All right, so we got another speaker here, same thing. I'm going to get my fingernail underneath as close as I can and then pop it up. Sorry, I didn't zoom back in, but anyways, we'll take this speaker out. Oh, wait. Okay, this is for the light bar here. This one doesn't have that light bar, so I have to transfer that over. Does that transfer over? Okay, this, we can peel this off. Interesting. Okay, there's a lot of adhesive here, so we're gonna have to peel this up. Okay, so there we go. And let's see, sorry, I'm gonna have to zoom out for this one. Zoom out a tiny bit more. All right, let's see. Can we pull this thing up? How does this hold into there? Do we just, okay, I guess it's adhesive. So we're gonna slowly peel this up, I think. Is it adhesive? What's holding this? What? I don't want to destroy this thing. Jeez. If I... Man. They might lose this light bar because I don't know how... I'm going to slide my fingernail along the top or the front of it. It's really stuck in there. I don't know. Okay, what about this portion? Can I lift it? Oh my goodness, this is not going to come out easily, is it? Okay, let's take out this plastic portion. Most likely it's just a reflector, or sorry, what do you call it? Diffuser. So this part comes out. Okay, we'll remove the diffuser first, and then hopefully after that we can remove the actual light. So, okay, so the diffuser is out, and this portion of it is stuck, so we'll now try and keep it flat and peel this up. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to actually pull it this way as I peel it up to try and keep it as flat as possible. Okay, it looks like this piece is somewhat attached to it. We gotta peel that adhesive away. So I'm gonna hold the foil down and peel this up with these tweezers. There we go. Okay, let's continue peeling this. Hopefully I didn't damage it by separating it like this. Not so sure I would be able to do it without doing that. So anyways, there we go. We separate it, and you can see actually they have the little plastic mount things to guide it. So let's go ahead and get the replacement keyboard and put this into it. All right, so we got that. All right, so we're gonna line this up first. It has the little thing to line it up. Follow the groove. Okay, let's separate this more. All right, so yeah, it just goes into this little groove here, pretty simple. And then this one didn't separate, so there we go. Get that back down. Now we can go ahead and get the rest of this plastic thing, the diffuser, back on top and just smush it into place. Okay, then this tape here, stick that back down. All right, just like that. This tape as well. All right, we got that back into place, so that's good. Right, this I think is gonna go on. Was that on top? Oh, that was underneath. Okay. Keyboard cable was underneath, so we'll stick that back down like that. That and something like that. Okay, there we go. Transferred over the light bar. Let's go ahead and continue removing stuff. All right, they do have a little warranty sticker here, or technically it's not a warranty sticker, it's a tamper resistant seal, so they know that you opened it up. I don't know if I'll be able to transfer that sticker over. We'll try. Let me zoom out a little. Most likely it's just gonna tear, because it usually does. What I can do is I can try adding a little isopropyl alcohol to see if that will help lift it. And the liquid is supposed to go underneath, not on top. But most likely it's just gonna tear. Yeah, I don't know. Nope, you can see it's tearing already. So we're just gonna tear that off, I guess. Yep, that's just gonna tear. Okay, we'll just tear this out and remove that. Okay. And what did I do with my little, oh, here we go. Can I scrape it off? Because I don't want this stuck on top. Scraped off some of it's stuck there. Okay, well, we got out what we could. Okay. All right. Let's see, what else? Should we get out something else first? Or is that it? We are going to have to transfer over, all right, this piece here. So we'll take that out. Okay. And we'll transfer it over to this one here. All right. There we go. I'm not sure if there's more that we need to transfer over. transfer that for now. Okay, next thing, we'll continue. Let's go ahead and, do we peel this up? Can we peel this off? I don't know if that's, oh, it might be attached to the black plastic underneath here, but I can't really just bring that with it unless we disconnect the, what do you call, the CMOS battery. I don't want to disconnect it, so I'm going to peel it off. Okay, so it's just using a double-sided tape thing here. Okay, so that's what it looks like underneath. It's just double-sided adhesive. We'll leave it like that. Okay, we're gonna have to disconnect the fans, so let's go ahead and get that. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna use my fingernails on the very top portion and then just wiggle and pull that up, just like that. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with the other fan. Let's see if I can move this over far enough. Same thing, fingernails, just wiggle and pull. Oh man, this one's a little tricky. There we go. All right, we gotta also remove the wireless card. I have to zoom out now because I can't move it over more. I'm gonna disconnect the antennas, so the gray one's going to the little white arrow and the black one's going to the black arrow. I just go from the tail like this and just pull it straight up. Okay, we'll undo the screw. It pops up just like the M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. Then wiggle and pull that out. Set that aside. Okay, these are gonna have to come out later. Let's see, what else do we gotta do? We're probably going to have to remove this middle screw, but it has like a thing holding it down, so we'll see. All right, I guess next thing we gotta do is remove the heatsink because it's hiding cables and stuff underneath. Okay, so we're forced to take this out. So let's go ahead and undo any screws holding the excuse me, holding the fans and heatsink in. There's a lot of screws, so hopefully we'll be able to remember all of them. I'm going to do the two corners of the fan first. Then we got the two inner ones of the fans. Okay. That. Okay. We're going to have to undo all these now. Yep. I'm going to do them slowly. I'm not doing them in order yet, but I'm just unscrewing it like about 3 times each time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3. All right, there's none there, so we'll go again. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3, and then. Okay, you hear it click. That's how you know it's all the way out. Some of them look like it's more subtle. Oh, this one actually came out all the way. That's weird. It shouldn't do that, but anyways, we'll set that one aside. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can pop this out. Usually I have to like wiggle it around. It helps to kind of wiggle, like try and rotate it, but this one I don't know if we can because it has these little raised pegs here that hold it in place and prevent it from being rotated. So let's see, can I lift this up slightly? Okay, we're gonna have to definitely manually lift this side. I don't see any screws holding it, so I'm gonna have to hold the board down while I kind of try and pull this up little by little. Okay. And usually for this, you kind of want to apply like a slow, steady force pulling up. Okay. There we go. Alright, and I have to be careful because there's liquid metal under here. So I'm going to lift it straight up like this and move it off to the side. Okay, so here's the liquid metal. Alright, the one nice thing here is they did use thermal pads. So I can reuse that, and I'm only going to have to redo the thermal paste and liquid metal. There's some dust here, so I'm going to take that out. We'll set this off to the side, but let's clean off the liquid metal, because if we start moving the board around, it can cause problems. You can already see how bad the liquid metal is, honestly. Okay, we are going to redo the thermal paste as well, but the liquid metal, you can see how uneven it is. It all blobbed off to the side. It's not even really on the CPU anymore. So what we're going to do here, the way you clean up liquid metal, you need Q-tips and some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, the isopropyl alcohol basically fills the gaps of the stuff. There might be other properties to it that help with this, but basically it allows you to like squeegee the liquid metal off. Okay, and oh no, that's gonna be a problem, huh? So they use this foam here. Shoot. So this foam is gonna disintegrate with the liquid, or with the isopropyl alcohol. Of course they put stuff that makes it get screwed up when you try and clean it up. Okay, like if I were to use a plain one, let me see if I can show you. There's a dry one. You see that? It's just smearing it up there. So we don't want that. That's not good. All right. So I'm going to use this. The only problem is, actually, let me see what happens if I use water instead of isopropyl alcohol. I'm curious. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on a Q-tip. The problem with water is you have to make sure it's completely gone before any electricity gets into the thing. Okay, water might work. I don't know if it's also messing up the foam as well. It looks like it's messing it up a little bit, but not anywhere near what isopropyl alcohol does. So here you can see with water, okay, we're still able to squeegee this up, and we're not having the issue with the foam getting disintegrated as much. Yeah, so you can do this with water. You don't need to use isopropyl alcohol, okay? But with water, you want to make sure that you have this thing completely dried, because I think water does absorb into the foam here. The foam is actually just meant to be a barrier, so if any liquid metal somehow jumps out of the thing, that it will keep it within that enclosed area. Okay, and I mean, it's doing its job. All right, you see that? Look at all of that. Okay, so here's the liquid metal. Got it all blobbed up. Now how am I going to get this out? I'm going to use my solder sucker. So, I mean, there's I can just try and roll two Q-tips together to make it roll onto itself, but we can use this. That works. Once you have it as a big ball. The thing is it going to damage my solder sucker now? I have no clue. I hope not. Alright, well, I guess we'll find out. The problem is that thing eats aluminum. I don't know if my solder sucker has aluminum. It probably does, and then that's going to be sad, because it's going to eat up my solder sucker. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so yeah, we were able to clean up a lot of it with water. We'll use the isopropyl alcohol one now because it is a bit better for cleaning. You can see the isopropyl alcohol actually made this more shiny, and then as it dries, it gets that grossness. All right, we're gonna use a little more isopropyl alcohol on a new clean side, and then just wipe it up some more. Okay, my worry here is now we have all this extra gunk. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna have to go flip it upside down over a trash can probably to get this stuff out. So let me do that real quick and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. And look how bad it is, the liquid metal. It basically ate into the CPU. You can see how it made it not shiny there in the center. I'm cleaning it with a little isopropyl alcohol and paper towel. And we'll just wipe it. Honestly, liquid metal scares me. I'm going to have to be gentle blowing this to get the lint out because I don't want to accidentally blow any liquid metal onto the motherboard. So we'll just lightly blow that. We'll use a clean Q-tip and then see if we can kind of push anything away. Okay. And any remaining stuff there, I can't really get it out. I'm just going to leave it because it's too risky to try and completely clean that off. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. You can see it's kind of gross. I don't know if whatever those marks, oh, what is that? More liquid metal? Shoot. Okay. Okay, you see how the liquid metal is? When you don't have any isopropyl alcohol or water on it, it just smears like that. It smudges. So I'm gonna have to use some isopropyl alcohol again, clean it up, and then we're just gonna have to leave it like that because it's, yeah, I don't know how else I will clean off. We'll use a dry one again, but then if I touch any liquid metal, it's gonna smear on it again. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to apply some PTM7950 onto there. Okay, sorry, I nudged the thing. Okay, and I'm going to do that just so we have it already set and ready to go. PTM7950 is pretty simple to apply. You just need to get a piece that covers the die, all right? And actually, you don't need to cover the entire thing. So this piece actually is like the size to cover the whole thing. We don't need to cover the whole thing, but since the rest of it's already cut to that size, it'll probably be easy to use that one. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm gonna line this up, and again, we don't need to cover the whole thing, so I'm gonna create a little gap here like that. Then I'm gonna mark this. And that's about what we'll need. Okay, so this stuff I like to mark both sides, so I make sure I pull off the plastic. All right, it's gonna be hard to record this, but basically I'm just gonna cut this piece out, cut it higher up. All right, and then we got this, so I'm just gonna cut it. All right, so we have this little rectangle piece, and we can check and see if it lines up right. At this, I'm just gonna line it up here and see how it looks. Okay, and that's almost 100% covered, which you don't need to do because when the heatsink goes on top, it actually smushes it, and the paste or whatever PTM7950 will spread. Okay, so the layer that's on there is like needs to be is just super thin. Okay, so now I'm just trying to separate at least one layer of the plastic. Okay, just get under there, and once you get underneath, kind of just grab one side. Oh, it's, you can see it's trying to stick onto both sides, so now it's like tearing. That's not nice. Okay, there we go. Separated it. All right. It did create a little gap, but that's okay. All right. Oh, no, I dropped it. It's upside down. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and just line this up and stick it down. Just like that. And smush it down. And there we go. So we got that there. We will peel this off later because we don't want it to get any debris on it while we're working on everything else. Okay, we do also need to clean up the GPU here. So I'll zoom out here. The GPU is easier. It's because they just use thermal paste. And we're just going to use some paper towel here. We don't need any isopropyl alcohol yet. We're just going to wipe this off. Okay. And you can see as we kind of wipe this, it will just kind of come out. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to fold it over to a clean spot now. Wipe this up. Oh wow, is that stuck on there? Jeez, this thing got so hot, it's like cooked on there. I can't really get it out. Okay, I'm most likely going to have to again flip this over a trash can, and then I'm going to use a toothbrush to get in between all these little pieces there. Okay, so yeah, flip it over a trash can and then use a toothbrush to clean it out. So let me do that real quick and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead now and clean up this. We'll put some isopropyl alcohol on a paper towel and let's see, will it clean off? Or is that, geez, did this thing, oh no, okay, it's coming out. Oh, that scared me. I was like, did the thing get eaten up there too? So it must have gotten like super hot on that portion of the GPU. Like when I wipe it, that area feels rough. Like it's not smooth like the rest of it. Interesting. Okay. So we got that. I'm gonna get some more paper towel and then clean it again. So a little more isopropyl alcohol. Okay. Alright, clean the little edges. Okay, there we go. And then a dry one to dry it up. And I'll use this to just get all the gunk out if I can. Use a toothbrush to help. Loosen it up. Alright, there we go. We'll do the same thing to apply the PTM7950. Let's see, do we have a piece that's that size? This one's pretty big. So you see this, how it has that gap? Even that will be filled when we go to smush it down. So we're going to use that. Okay. So I'm trying to get stuff off the edge. Alright, let's get the marker again. We'll mark this up. So line it up here. I'm going to make it pretty even. Alright. Just about there. Just about there. Okay. Mark that. And let's go ahead and cut this out. Do the same thing, right? So we'll cut this. And then we'll go ahead and cut this. Alright, so we'll do the same thing. We can check the sizing. I mean, we already measured it, so it should be good. Okay, should be good. All right, now let's go ahead and separate the layers. Okay. Sorry, I know it's hard to see what I'm doing. Okay, grab that, and then we'll peel this away. Oh no, it's separating both sides. Let's see, it might be easier to separate the other layer because this side's peeling away on its own. Is it? I don't know. Okay, try and do that. And let's separate the top layer because, yeah, that one was separating on its own. And then let's go ahead and just line this up. Oh, it was staying attached to the tweezers and now it's made a gap there. Okay, well, let's peel that out. Okay, you can see it made a little gap there. Actually, I don't know if it comes up in camera well. But we're gonna peel this off. Oh, this is wanting to stay. We need to make sure that that doesn't want to stay down. Come on. There's an edge that just came up. I don't think I can cut just a tiny triangle like that that came off here. I don't know what I'll do. There's a small portion here that just lifted away and doesn't want to stay down. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to cut a little more. Okay, here we go. I got it. See that little corner? This piece fell on out. This crumb might be weird. And then some of it fell over here. Come on, let go. Alright, fill that gap back up. Alright, anyways, I was not supposed to peel that other layer yet. Why'd I peel it already out? I don't know. Okay, anyways, I'll just stick this back on. Okay, I don't know why I peeled it off early. I wasn't thinking. Okay, let's zoom back out. We do have to clean up now the other side, the heat sink. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here we have the heat sink. Okay, we'll clean that out as well. So here we go. This side will be easy. I'll start with one of these little plastic things just to scrape off the large portions of this. You can see how solid it is. Okay, I'm not sure if they use PTM7950 because this PTM7950 does somewhat do that. If you notice, it's solid at room temperature, and then when it heats up, it liquefies, and then as it cools, it solidifies, and the cycle repeats to fill all the little micro grooves and crevices. So I should actually do the liquid metal portion first because I'm going to have to flip this over, okay, to get this stuff off. So let's go ahead and clean up the liquid metal on this side. All right, we're gonna use some isopropyl alcohol and Q-tips again. All right, so we'll just get some isopropyl alcohol and put it on the Q-tip. And we're just gonna try and center this. Oh, there's a little groove there that all the liquid metal is gonna fall into. Oh shoot, there's multiple actually. Huh, I don't know how well this will work. We'll try. It's just going into these little reservoirs here. Interesting. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna put some more isopropyl alcohol here. Yeah, I don't know how well this will work. Shoot. Okay, let's use a clean side of the Q-tip and do the same thing. It's getting cleaner. That's good. Okay. Alright, so there we go. We got most of it off. Let's go ahead and use some paper towel and see if we can use that to help clean it up a little bit. Same thing with some isopropyl alcohol. Then we'll switch to a dry side and then dry it up. Oh, I think I accidentally went into the reservoirs and then... Okay, we're gonna try using this to get this stuff out of those reservoirs. It did help a little bit. It's not getting all of it out, but well, it is what it is. That's what we got. Alright, let's go ahead and use some more paper towel and wipe it up one more time. Okay, give me a second. Okay, get some isopropyl alcohol on here. And we'll wipe it up again. Alright, looks pretty good. Flip it over to a clean side and then do it again one more time. Alright, there we go. Now I can flip this over and dump this skunk off. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, it's a lot cleaner now. We'll use a little bit of paper towel and isopropyl alcohol just to polish it up. Alright, remove any of the remaining residue. Okay. And then we'll just clean that up. Alright, switch to a clean side and repeat. Alright, and there we go. So we got the heat sink cleaned up and ready to go. You can see there's still some liquid metal in those little grooves, but I can't really get that out, so it is what it is. We'll set this aside and we'll continue removing the motherboard. So here we go. We are going to have to obviously transfer over the screen as well. So Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and set this aside. Okay, we'll zoom out here. Oh, sorry. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you can see we have to disconnect this cable. This is the LCD LVDS or EDP cable, whatever you want to call it. Flip that latch, and then we'll have to pull this out, but it is held in with a bunch of adhesives and things, so let's see. We're gonna have to peel that up. Okay, I mean, we're gonna have to pull the whole thing out, so let's go ahead and peel this up carefully. Be careful as you get closer to here, and then pull that out, and there we go. Okay, what else goes into the screen? So, oh shoot, are we gonna have to transfer these over somehow? The wireless antennas are gonna have to be transferred over as well, these corner pieces. I'm not sure how they're held in there, but oops, sorry, you can't even see what I'm looking at. So these corner things, I'm not sure how they're held in other than the little bit of adhesive there. But we're gonna have to transfer that over somehow, so I guess we'll find out. All right, it's all a new learning process for me. Let's get rid of these things here. All right, let's zoom out a bit and let's see what else we gotta disconnect. There's a bunch more screws. Okay, maybe we can take out the screen first, so let's go ahead and remove these screws here. This one, these diagonal ones, and then these two on this side. And if we're lucky, the screen will fall out after that, because those are the hinge screws. Let's see, can we just lift it up? No? Uh-oh. How does this come out? Are there other things on the other side holding it? Okay, there are, because if you look at the bottom here, we're gonna have to transfer over that bar that goes over the other side. But I don't know if there's screws from the other side. I do see these little pieces that kind of look like they slide in, but I don't know how you would get that out. There might be screws on the other side. So we're gonna have to take the whole board out, it looks like. Are you kidding me? Just to get the screen assembly out, you're gonna have to take the whole board out. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and take this screw out. It's a lot of screws, guys. I hope you were keeping them all in order as I told you to. Okay, we got these two little ones here. They do have these little arrow looking things that tell you like where the screws go. Okay, so yeah, keep that in mind. All right, although I'm not sure how good the arrows are at showing where everything goes, but okay, we got that one and this one, and then the charge port bracket comes out. Okay. All right, what else? Do we get all the screws? There's probably some more somewhere. No? That's all of them? All right, well, unroute the wireless antennas there. Oh, probably that middle screw, huh? Let's undo that middle one. Yeah, that definitely has to come out. So keep in mind that when you put this back in, it does need to face a certain way. Okay. Oh wait, did it come from here? It didn't come from the other spots, right? There's these little protrusions here in it. I don't know if you can see that. This helps line it up. So it has little things in it that help line it up. Okay. All right, let's see now. Can we lift the whole board out? Yes, we can. Do it slowly. Make sure no cables are caught. And here we go. We got the entire Logicboard motherboard out. And this is what it looks like underneath. The bottom looks like it's burnt. What is that? See that? That coloring? It's crazy. All right. Anyways, there's some dust under here, so let's go ahead and just brush that off. All right, you can see it's all cleaned up now. I'm just gonna brush it all a little bit. What? There's extra connectors here that don't get used apparently. JKBL. Usually that's, I don't know, I would have thought that labeling means like backlight or something, but like keyboard light, J keyboard light, I don't know. But nothing was plugged in there. There's some model information there if you need it. All right, we are gonna have to, actually we don't need to take that out. What am I talking about? We're using the whole board. Okay, I don't know why there's this button here, but there's a little button there. Be careful pressing that just in case. Oh, is that the power button? Okay, that's the power button, I think. So yeah, there's the power button. All right, we're gonna have to set this aside. Let me go find somewhere safe to put it, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's see here. We gotta transfer all this other stuff over. Okay, it looks like there are 2 little screws here. We're gonna switch over to a PH0. We might need an even smaller screwdriver. I don't know if there's any other hidden screws, but I see those 2. So let's go ahead and take these 2 out. This one and this one. Is that enough to pull this little thing out yet? No, it's still stuck on there. So I'm not sure how to get this thing out. Okay, maybe there's some stuff hidden underneath the copper foil there. So I guess let's go ahead and peel that up. I'm going to use this plastic razor blade and see if I can use that to peel it out. Okay, let's see, I'll peel a little bit. Peel this. I don't see it going to anything. It looks like there's another screw coming through from the other side. I don't know how we'll get to that, but okay, there's another. Let's peel this side up as well. Okay, I don't know how this antenna is held in. Maybe there's a screw from the other side, because yeah, that's not coming up. Maybe we have to peel up the plastic layer here. So this plastic film we are going to have to transfer over. So let's go ahead and see if we can peel it up. I'm going to peel from the other side because the screw things are in the way here. Okay, so we'll peel this up. You can actually see the antennas going underneath here. Why am I zoomed so far out? Oops. Okay. Carefully peel this up. Slowly work your way over. Oh, these little circles are designed to tear, so be careful trying to peel it. And then this part is also designed to tear, so be careful there as well. Okay, you can see how it's designed that if you just lift it, it's going to tear. So you kind of have to come up from the other side and then help peel that. This is also, all these sharp angles are designed to tear. Okay, we'll peel up this foil as well, apparently. If we can, there we go. Continue going. All the little sharp angles are designed to tear, so be very careful when you get to those points. Okay. Okay. this. Nope, we'll peel that as well. Okay, whenever you get to sharp angles, make sure to help peel it from the other side. Okay, all these little circle thingies are designed to peel. Okay, we're gonna have to peel this up as well. This side didn't come up, so we gotta get underneath and peel that as well. Oh no. Is this one of those thermal things? It's gonna end up separating and then destroying itself. Okay. Try and peel it carefully. Here and help peel that up again. Okay, so we are peeling up also a thermal layer. This is like a graphite kind of thermal thing here, you can see. Another one of these silver layers. Okay, it'll help to use like something like this to get underneath there and twist to get to peel this up. Peel this. Continue working our way over and getting underneath and pulling up those little circles. Almost there. Okay, sorry, it's getting slid over. Another circle thingy here. Okay, and there we go. We got the whole thing out. All right. So we'll now set this thing aside. We'll have to transfer it later. All right, let's see. How can we get this thing off? Okay, the wireless antennas, let's go ahead and get these out. The replacement one has a couple of these. It's missing the middle one. So I guess we can transfer the middle one over. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, and then we'll just, oops. Okay, so we got that out and we're gonna transfer it over. Okay, and then stick that down. All right. I don't know if we need to migrate anything else over. Okay, there's like we're playing a game of what's missing. All right, this one doesn't have this, so we'll transfer that over. What was it? Spot the difference. Okay, what else? We got this guy. Okay. I think that's all of them. I think everything else is the same. Okay, we can see right here, there's no screw hole that goes in. So I'm not sure how this is holding on to this. I mean, I do see these two pegs, but that's not enough to hold it down, so. I don't know. All right, well, I guess we'll just unroute these wires and then figure it out. Okay, get all these out. I'll have to see how I can pry those off. I don't know. Okay, let's see if I can somehow figure this out. I'm assuming there might be adhesive or something underneath. So we probably just have to pull on it slowly and just keep pulling on it, and eventually it will come out. Okay, this one's starting to wiggle. Come on. Yep, there's adhesive. I can hear it. All right, so there we go. They put double-sided adhesive there. Okay, so first one we'll stick it back down. Okay, so this part, this edge goes past on the outside, okay? And then it just lines up and just sits in there. Just like that. And then we can actually tape this thing back on top. If it stays. Okay, let me actually peel that off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the foil further down so that way when we put it on top it will flatten it. What is it? Oops, I just peeled a clear layer of something off of there. I don't know. Hopefully that wasn't necessary. Oh, I think that was on the copper foil itself. Oops. Is this like tape? I don't know, it peeled off. Okay, anyways. Get that. Tuck that back in. Alright. And then, wait, shoot. How was this? Was it behind that? I don't remember. I hope so. Okay, we're gonna tuck this in here. Tuck that in. This in, tuck that under there. Sorry if you can't see what's going on. Let me actually move that. Tuck that in there. Tuck this in there. And then tuck that there. And then we'll go back over here. Just like that. All right, let's go ahead and get the other one out. It is just held in with adhesive. Yeah, there was a clear plastic film on top of the copper foil that I peeled off on the other one partially, because you see that it was sticking up like this, and then I was like, what is that? And I peeled it. Hopefully that won't cause any issues. Okay, I mean, if anything, that's pretty simple to get to, that I can just put a piece of tape over it if it causes issues with the Wi-Fi or something. Okay, so this one, same thing. I'm gonna fold the foil downwards. Then we'll just line it back up and stick that into place. Tape that down on top of it. All right. And then we'll just guide the wires here. Under, behind, down here, wedge in between. Okay. And then we'll get this in. Let me zoom out. We'll zoom in more. Okay. Oh, the gray wire's kind of in the way. I'm gonna have to use this to push it aside while I get this one in. There we go. Okay, and then we just guide this through there. All right, we got the wireless antennas in. Now we're gonna have to figure out still how to get that little plastic piece off so we can pull the screen out. Give me a second because I'm doing laundry and it just finished. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's see if we can somehow figure this out. I don't know how, but we will try. Maybe, do I have to open the laptop for it to come out? No, shouldn't have to. Huh. It feels like it's caught on something. I wonder if there's adhesive. I mean, see, they do have this one screw that's going in here, but wait. Huh. Is that for the hinge? It's on the other side. Yeah, that's probably for the hinge. See how much gap there is there? There's a bunch of raised pegs. Do I just have to pull really hard? Wait, I see. Okay, so I do have to slide it. So if you look here, there's this little thing that it notches. There's a notch that sticks out over that way. And then same thing on the other side. I mean, these also slide in, but do I just, okay, I just had to pull it harder. I wasn't pulling hard enough. I was pulling on it earlier and it didn't want to move. Oh yeah, see, this one's really hard to budge for whatever reason. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. It was just really hard to budge. All right, so after you slide it, then you can take this out and you can see all these little things that kind of slot in. Okay, now that we got that, the two little screws actually don't even go into this. So what do they go into? Huh. I think they go into the other side of this hinge here. So there's a lot of screws there. Okay. So we got the big screws and then we got the little screws that hold these little covers onto the bezel, it looks like. We don't need to take those little screws out, I don't think. So let's go ahead and take out the big hinge screws. One on that corner and one on this corner. And that might be it to be able to lift this out. Yeah, okay, so we gotta be careful though because this cable. So I'm gonna do this upside down, and what I'll do is I'll slowly lift up this way and then make sure to guide this cable through. Oh shoot, this cable's ginormous. We have to angle it somehow to get it through. There's like some puzzle here. Okay, so it goes in like this. You kind of have to go diagonal and curve it a little. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so I think we got everything. Ew, why is there water in there, or some liquid or oil or something in there? What is going on there? I didn't put any water or oil in there. All right, anyways, we'll set that aside. That was a huge pain. We do want to check if we're missing anything here, so let's actually do that real quick. That's the original. There's a replacement. Make sure we got everything out that we need to. I think we got everything. Okay. I think we got everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, So you can see the touchpad, the back of it is actually different. This one's green, this one's blue. Interesting. Okay. But anyways, we're gonna get the new one. We'll now grab the old one. Tricky thing will be, again, getting this cable back in. Maybe I should wipe the backs of these hinges because there's that oily stuff. Maybe that's grease to keep the hinge smooth. I don't know, but I'm gonna clean that off anyways, just to be safe, because I don't know what it is, and it doesn't seem like it's in the actual hinge. It's like on the base for whatever reason. So okay, I don't know. Anyways, now we'll go ahead and get this cable through. It's gonna be, that's the tricky part, I think. Okay, no, you just have to do it diagonally. That helped a lot. Okay, now we'll line this all up. Let's flip this over. Oh, watch out for the cable, you don't want to damage it. Okay, get it to fall into place. Good. Okay, perfect. Now we just gotta get those two screws in. All right, so we had the one screw on this corner. I wonder if, I feel like I should put some thread locker there because what's remaining might not be good enough. I'm gonna use this red one. Some people complain and say that's permanent. It's not permanent, okay? It's metal. This thing is actually going into completely solid metal, so actually it won't even be hard to take it back out. And also because the threads of this are so small, it doesn't lock very strong. So go ahead and now tighten that in. Okay, I don't want this to come loose because we don't want any broken hinges from wobbly loose stuff, okay? I've seen too many hinges break on laptops and come loose and wobble, so I don't want that happening. Okay, I'll get this one in. There we go. All right, and again, these little screws are only if you're gonna take these little small hinge covers off, which we're not doing. So there we go, we got all of that, everything's lined up. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and get this thing in. So we gotta line this up. Okay, actually it'll be easier from the other side. Let me put the tiny screws back in first that we took out here. Okay, because those just go into the other side of the hinge. I switched over to a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver again. Go ahead and tighten those in. Okay, maybe I should actually put some thread locker on that as well. Okay, nah, should be fine. Actually, I'll put a little bit because I think this will be under the motherboard and I don't want it coming loose. All right, put a tiny bit. You don't really need a crazy amount. Tighten that into place. Okay, same thing with the other one. All right. Tighten that into place. Okay. Switch back to the PH1. I'm gonna flip this upside down again, or right side up, whatever you want to call it. I just noticed that's kind of gross on the other side. Let me clean that real quick. If it cleans, I don't know if it will. Never mind, it doesn't wipe off. Oh, there's all this like gross stuff here. I probably need water to clean that. Or just water, not even. Okay. Okay, I think that cleaned it off. Good. All right, we'll clean it more later, but for now, let's go ahead and get this in. So this, line it up, and then it just slides. So we have to go in at an angle first. Make sure all these little tabs get into those holes there. Okay, like this. Oh, this side's being a pain for whatever reason. Let's see here. Why is this side not want to go? I don't know why this side doesn't want to go. It's hitting some, oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Make sure it's all lining up. Okay, and then slide it in. And slide it down. Wow, that's being difficult. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. It was kind of difficult to remove it in the first place, right? So something's not lining up right and going in. What's happening here? There we go. Okay. Maybe it is easier to look from the other side because you can see if those pins are lining up. Okay, make sure it's all flat on top. Looks good. Okay. All right, next thing. I don't know why they put this like stuff to cover this. I'm gonna peel that off. Okay, should I put this on the old one? Why not? Okay. All right. So, oh, this side also they put a thing on there. I'm assuming they put that to make it seem more like it's a brand new factory kind of thing. I don't think they would even put this on it from factory, but okay. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm trying to put these, you can't even see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to put the little protective stickers they had on the other one. They have these little stickers here. Okay. All right, so we got that. What's next? The motherboard? Yeah. All right, so, oh wait, no. We have to put this thing first, okay? So this goes here. We just gotta figure out how to line everything up. So line up all these screw mounts. Okay. And we just line everything up. These cables, I guess, come through this hole here. Make sure this all comes through. It's not quite lining up. I'm going to peel it up again. Okay, I'm going to line up this raised bump that's right here because it's kind of weird. Then I think this one was the weirdest one to line up down here. Okay. And then we'll just try and center everything else. This one was always weird, like off center, so. Okay, these raised bumps are the ones that we'll use to center these two, and then this one here. And that looks like everything's good now, so can go ahead and just push this film down. Okay. Honestly, I don't think you need to stick it down that hard, but whatever. Okay. This keeps wanting to come up. All right, next we got the motherboard, so let me go grab that. All right, we got the motherboard here. There's some lint on the thing. Let me clean that off. Okay. So we got this here. We got all these connectors. We need to make sure end up in place. Get that in. Line it up. What am I not lining up? Here we go. Line up the little raised bump thingies here. Alright, good. Hopefully everything is good and in place. I hope we didn't get anything accidentally trapped underneath. Okay. I think that's everything. So I'll go ahead and get in the... Oh, we didn't even put in the other hinge screws. Okay, let's go ahead and put in the other hinge screws here. Let's actually also add some thread locker to these. Okay. There we go. Tighten this all the way down. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get the other motherboard screws in. We have this little piece here. Again, make sure it lines up. There we go. Okay, what do we have? We had this screw here. And these two little screws up here. Okay, get this one down here. And then the two that go into here are slightly longer, so don't mix those up. And this guy. Alright, don't forget this cable. Let's actually zoom in for that. Make sure the latch is up. Make sure the contacts don't have any junk on it. Line it up. Okay, get it straight in. And then when you have it, slide your finger over to latch that down. To get this down, you do want to kind of tuck this over. Okay, and then push the rest of this down. Oops, sorry, you can't even see. So make sure you're pushing that into this groove here. Okay, so let's peel it up again. Make sure you tuck it in all the way. and then push that down. Right, you don't want it sticking out and then the heatsink smushes down on top. Alright, next we can go ahead and put the wireless card in. Oh, goes in at an angle. Alright, make sure it's in all the way, lower this down, and get this screw down. Alright, we'll get the antennas back in. I like to move it around and then you see it gets caught. That's how you know it's lined up right. And then push it down. Same thing with the other one. There we go. Click it down. Perfect. Hide those wires under there so the fan doesn't sit on top of it. Okay, what else? Let's go ahead and plug in these little cables down here. So this is the one of the keyboard. This is the keyboard backlight. Okay, it does need to tilt in just right. There we go, and then slide that down. Then we have the front bar light. Okay, this one, this excess tucks under there. Wish it had a little handle for me to grab and hold it, but it doesn't. And there's a little adhesive on it, so I guess what I'll do is I'll pull the excess slack out and use that to guide it first. Let's see, come on, go in. This is so difficult. Go in. It has to tilt slightly downwards. There we go. Okay, and then make sure the adhesive is up so it's going in all the way. Okay, and then slide your finger over to latch it down, and then you can stick down that adhesive. Right, and then this was on top, holding everything together. Just like that. Then we have the keyboard connector. Get that in, make sure it goes all the way. Then slide your finger over to latch it down. Alright, this is going to end up being like bent like that. Alright, so yeah, the battery will kind of smush it down. Okay, what else? We got the our magnet sticking out. Okay, I was worried the magnets were grabbing stuff. All right, we got the little board on this side. We can go ahead and put in. So this little board, if you want, let's see, can we plug this in before we set it into place? Okay, get that cable in. You want the wings going past the raised portion, and then slide your finger over to latch it. All right, the headphone jack does need to kind of go in at an angle, so let's see, tilt this, the front down, and then get it in place. There we go. And we do need to switch to the PH0 or JIS0 screwdriver now. Oops, we're not able to see this piece. All right. We'll get that screw in up there. Good. Switch back to the PH1 or JS1. CMOS battery, we're going to just push it back down here. Get the Kapton tape out of the way. Tape that down. There we go. All right. Now we'll go ahead and let's see. We can get the SSD in. Did we have to put a screw in under here? I don't remember taking out a screw. Oh, the battery. We'll wait because we're gonna have to put the battery in. Actually, we can put the battery on top, but not plug it in yet. So let's zoom out here. there's no specific order you need to do this stuff, other than make sure, like this, almost forgot, the touchpad cable. Okay, make sure that you're not stopping yourself from connecting other parts. So if I put the battery on top first, I wouldn't be able to plug this in. So okay, get that lined up, and then slide your finger over to latch it down. You can stick down the adhesive, make sure this latches up. Okay, make sure it's in, and then slide your finger over to latch it down. Push this slightly under the motherboard and then stick it down. All right, I think that's all that goes underneath there, so let's go ahead now and get the battery in. Battery just drops on top. Okay, we'll do the connector after. I mean, it's easier to put the connector like later because then you can do that, but I'm just gonna put that anyways. Okay, so battery. Get the battery screws in. Okay. Perfect. I'm doing the heatsink glass if you didn't notice. All right, now we got the speakers we can go ahead and put in. Okay, just drop it into place. Oh shoot, did that need to go under the battery? If it did, I'm gonna have to now take the battery back out. It might have. Does this, shoot, did the speaker wires have to go under the battery? I think it did. Okay, so don't do the battery first. Sorry about that. Now you guys gotta watch me take the screws back out. Alright, well, let's take this back out for now. We'll get the speaker into place. Okay, it has to go under this little loopy thing and then around this. Alright, sorry, maybe I should zoom in, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. And then this curves around and then goes on to here. Line it up. Make sure it's lined up and then just click it down. That's it. Very simple. All right. This, you can tuck it under there. Okay, but it's gonna be sticking up like that. All right, let's get the other speaker on this side. Plop that in. And then this one doesn't have any routes for the wire. Just line it up and click it down. There we go. All right, now we can plop the battery in. Okay, just plop it on top. And we'll get the screws back in. Okay. Get all these screws in. Perfect. Last one. All right, let's get the SSDs in. Zoom in a bit here. All right, first SSD. Make sure it goes in all the way. You can pinch both sides together, lower this down, and tighten this screw. All right, then we got this metal plate that goes on top. I don't know if the heatsink is gonna... Shoot, does the heatsink need to go first? Oh, it might. Okay, the heatsink for this is gonna have to go first, but the SSD is okay. All right, so let's go ahead, I guess, and install this. So the heatsink, I do need to peel up the stuff here. All right, peel that up. Peel that up. All right, make sure all the thermal pads are still good and there. All right, looks good. Flip this back over and drop it on top. Make sure this is latched in. Okay, I'll line up one side first, then slowly lower down the other side. Make sure the screw mounts do line up. Looks good. All right, so the way I do this, they are, oops, sorry, you can't even see. These screws are numbered, so you do put them in order. Okay, hopefully I didn't put any screws in that were in the wrongs. Okay, looks good. All right, so what I do is I start with number 1, twist till you hear the click or feel the click. You might have to push down. Okay, you hear that? And then I go 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we go to the second screw, which is this one. So that one already plopped out. We're gonna have to get that. Okay, and then twist backwards, hear it click, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, screw number 3 is up here. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 here. 1, 2, 3. Number 5. 1, 2, 3. Number 6. Oh, this one's not clicking. There's like a very slight click. 1, 2, 3. Number 7. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we'll just go again. 1, 2, 3. Second screw. 1, 2, 3. Third screw. 1, 2, 3. Fourth screw. 1, 2, 3. Fifth screw. 1, 2, 3. Sixth screw. 1, 2, 3. Seventh screw. 1, 2, 3. First screw. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that tightened all the way. Second screw. Tighten that all the way. Third screw. Tighten that all the way. Fourth screw, tighten that all the way. Fifth screw, tighten that all the way. Sixth screw, tighten that all the way. And seventh screw, tighten that all the way. Good. All right, we'll go ahead and put in the remaining other screws. We got this one up here. We got this one over here. Oh, the foil here's coming up. Make sure that sticks back down. Okay, and then we have these tiny ones that were in the middle here. And here. Wait, oops, wrong one. I was like, wait, isn't the SSD cover supposed to go there? Okay, that one goes in the middle there. All right, let's go ahead now and reconnect the fan connectors here. So this, line it up, push it down, good. Got the other fan connector here, line that up. Make sure if you're replacing the fans that you put them the right way. You can see it has these bumps on the back of the connector that lines up with the holes in the back of this connector. Anyways, line it up and then push it down. Good. Okay, now we can finish putting the SSDs and the SSD covers back on. So this metal plate goes on here. There's a little raised thing, make sure that lines up. Okay. We'll get this in. This one in. This one in. Alright, and then the other SSD on this side. Get that in. Okay, line it up. Get the screw in. Good. Metal plate on top. Again, it has the little raised mount thing there. Okay. Screw here. Screw here. Screw here. I don't think the customer gave me their charger, so I hope it's going to turn on, because sometimes these laptops, they require to be plugged in before you can even turn it on. If it doesn't, I might have to try with my other, I have a USB adapter thing that I can try. Alright, anyways, we've got this. Pull that back, make sure it goes in. Okay, line up the two lines. Pull that in. Alright, so now we got everything reconnected. We're going to go ahead and put the bottom cover back on, power it up, and hopefully everything is good to go. That was a pain, but okay. Okay, so bottom cover. Start with the back. Okay, make sure the back is lined up. Click that in first. Okay, make sure that's all lined up, looks good. Then work your way down the sides, click that down. Okay, continue working our way down the front, click that all, and there we go. Alright, so we'll get all the bottom case screws back in, and then we'll see if it powers up, and that should be pretty much it. Switch back to the PH0, JS0 screwdriver, and let's get all these screws back in. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. Again, if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Again, I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in because it's a close look at things. Again, I do currently post the review videos here as well, but eventually they're only going to be uploaded to that new channel. So if you like my review videos or you just really want to help me out, subscribe to that channel. And yeah, alright, if you don't really care for the review videos, that's a good way to eventually stop getting my review videos. You just subscribe there, but don't turn on the notifications for it. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stop eventually posting them here, so I guess eventually you'll stop getting notifications for my reviews. So again, if you do want to see my review videos, make sure you subscribe there. Alright, I'm twisting the screw backwards first. If you didn't notice, this one is being weird and not lining up quite right. So, okay, there we go. Alright, and the last screw. And then moment of truth. Hopefully it will turn on without me having to go find the adapter, since we didn't pull the CMOS BIOS battery out. Okay, so here we go. Moment of truth. Actually, I didn't even try turning it on beforehand. Okay, the power light did come on. Let's see. Come on, screen. There we go. So we should be good to go. I'll have to test the keyboard out. Peel this off. the touchpad as well, because the touchpad was also swapped with it. All right. Oh shoot, is it actually 8 a.m. already? Was I? Oh my god, I hope not. It's showing it's Saturday, May 23rd, 8:15 a.m. Have I been up that late? I didn't even sleep. It is 8:15 a.m. Okay, anyways, so it did work. Wait, where's the touchpad? Did he disable the touchpad? Don't tell me the touchpad doesn't work. Okay, the keyboard's working, so that's good. I'm gonna restart real quick and see. Sometimes people disable it from, what do you call? From within Windows. So I'm gonna have to see if I can go into the BIOS, and hopefully the BIOS supports the touchpad so I can test that, because otherwise I'm gonna have to see. I don't think it's the cable. I made sure it was all seated properly. So I don't know. I hope this touchpad's not bad. I don't know if I can transfer over the touchpad. I technically can. There's 3 screws. Okay, well, let's see. I'm pressing F2 or delete. I don't remember which one for Lenovo is the BIOS. It might not even be one of those. I think it should be though. Yeah, the touchpad's not working. So I'm gonna have to pop this thing open again. Yep, the function didn't work. What about the keyboard backlight? Keyboard backlight's not doing anything either. I don't see anything on the front for the light. So I don't know, maybe Windows needs to be on for that. The touchpad's the bigger issue. I have to make sure that's working. All right, you saw how to pop this open. Let's go ahead and do it again. Oh boy, I should have checked that before I put the bottom cover on, right? Okay. Anyways, I hope the cable wasn't damaged somehow. I mean, it was just unplugged and replugged, so go. Let's pop all these guys out. Bottom cover back off. You know the drill. We've already done this. Are the clips on this one stronger? Jeez. There we go. Okay, close that up. Side clips. Other side clips. Obviously, if you don't have fingernails, you can use pry tools. I didn't mention that earlier, but you should hopefully know. Alright, you can just let your fingernails grow out. It's plugged in all the way. It's plugged in with the right one. The MB is on the MB side. Alright, switching over to the PH1 or JS1. Let's go ahead and unplug the battery again. Shoot, now I gotta take all this back out. I hate this design. There's so much stuff that you need to take out that shouldn't need to be taken out. Okay. Like, why does an SSD need to be removed in order to remove a battery? That makes 0 sense. Alright, well, at least we only need to remove that one. My guess is I'm going to have to swap the touchpad out. Okay. This out. It's installed right, so okay, I guess let's try and take this out. I hope none of the stuff is trapped underneath the other side of the motherboard, because I'm not taking that out again. Shoot, that's gonna be crazy. Please don't tell me. Okay. All right. I think we don't have to take the motherboard. We shouldn't have to take the motherboard out. Okay. So we'll take this out. Hopefully the cable's not damaged, because if it is, okay, we need to switch to the PH0 or JS0. This was not something I thought I'd be replacing. Okay, so we got a screw on the side here. Hopefully it comes out easily. Screw here. Here. Got some tape over this thing. Oh, that's from the light bar that we did earlier. Okay. Peel that up. That one. And okay, one more screw here. And hopefully that's enough to pop this thing out. It's wiggling. Oh no. What else is on holding it? Let me try removing the other one first. Okay, let's try removing this one. Am I gonna have to remove the light bar again? Shoot. Let's see. Something is on top of it on the other one. Okay, so we close that out. Let's see if I go from the bottom here. No, this plastic is hitting it. Shoot. Okay, what's under here? I see screws, but I don't think I should have to remove that. If I remove these, what do these screws? Oops, sorry. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. Why didn't you tell me? Just kidding. Alright. Just a random screw here, which I'm not sure what it's for. Oh, Jesus. Where did that screw jump off to? Oh. And another screw on this one. Okay, I don't think that helps me remove this, but nope. Shoot. How do I get this out? Are there more screws under this side? Please, no. Oh no. Oh no, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Am I gonna have to take the motherboard out again? Because, you know, for me to do that, I have to redo the paste again. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please, no. Are you kidding me? This is not good. Should I reassemble it with the cable and just pray? Oh my God. All right, let's see if I can somehow reach those screws, which I doubt. No, I don't think so. So this is here, and this is definitely underneath the motherboard. Are you kidding me? I might be able to lift the motherboard just enough that the video cable won't be popped up. But I'm gonna test real quick with this touchpad again, because I don't want to have to do it if I don't have to. Please. Okay. We gotta pray for this one. God. I'm gonna put the SSD back in. Sorry, I'm not going to be moving the camera around as much because I already showed how to do all of this stuff. But I'm just going to do this real quick to test it. Okay. Oops. Oops, do I have to take the SSD back out? No. Motherfucker. I hate this design. Okay. So much unnecessary steps. Alright. I'm gonna just put the middle screws back in for the battery. Alright. Let's test again. F2, delete. Please. Oh, it's working now. Oh my God. All right. Well, if you really have to replace the touchpad, I didn't have to. Luckily, somehow reseating the cables a second time worked. Take the wireless card out. You'll have to move these wires out of the way. The fans, you can leave attached to the motherboard. You'll have to at least take out these two screws. Take out these two screws. Take out these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. And then remove this middle screw. And after you do that, oh, you're gonna have to disconnect this as well. You can lift up the board slightly. Just be careful, because again, remember that cable's connected there. You can lift it up at an angle there, and then you might be able to get that out. So anyways, let's go ahead and finish reassembling this, and hopefully we're good to go. So line this up. You already saw how to do this. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver again and get all this stuff back in. Oh, wait, I didn't put the screw underneath for the battery, so let's take the SSD back out again. Stupid design. All right, take that out. Get the screw back in. Okay, now we can put the SSD back in. Okay, get this back in. All right. Get this lined up again. Get this in. You know the drill. That's pretty much it, I guess. Again, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And yeah, I mean, you can leave now. You know all the rest. Hopefully yours didn't have the same issue. If it did, fuck. I didn't put back the screws for the touchpad. I hate this thing. My customer is coming between 9 and 10, and I've been working on this since, what, 4 a.m.? Shoot. Oh my goodness. Put all this stupid stuff back in. Oh my god. Get this in. This in. Get those 3 down there in. The adhesive back down, put the battery back on. Okay, switch back to the PH1. Get this screw in before I cover it with a stupid SSD. Alright, get the SSD back in. Guess I'm not sleeping today. Alright, line that up. Line that up. Get this in. Get this in. Get this in. Okay, get the rest of the battery screws in. Plug the battery back in. Test the touchpad again before I put it back, and then it's broken again. I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, it's good. Let's get the bottom cover back on. Back side first. Line everything up, click everything in. Squeeze the sides, squeeze the middle. All right, now get all the screws back in and we're done. I'm done with this thing. Okay. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. Hopefully they watched this before going through all this trouble on theirs. Right? I don't know why the fans are spinning up. They shouldn't be. But at least we know both fans are working. Okay. Hopefully I didn't forget to reconnect anything after opening it up and disconnecting stuff. We'll boot Windows again. I don't know their password, so I can't really do anything about that. Okay, and last screw. And there we go. Okay, flip this guy over. It's on. Let's go ahead and just exit and boot this thing. Legion's coming up. Windows is starting up. The fans are slowing down. Okay, we should be good to go. I'm just gonna put the other trackpad back. But yeah, again, hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to my It's Been Reviewed channel as well. And that's pretty much it. Alright, this thing is still booting. Wow, it takes a long time. What is going on here? Okay. Did the battery die? Is that what happened? Alright, I guess the battery is dead on this thing. Actually, no. But what? I'm so confused now. What is happening? What is happening here? Why is the screen off? What is going on? Is it updating something? Is it shutting down? The caps lock light's responding. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Why did it take so long? The touchpad's working now. Okay, let's restart this. Let's see if it takes forever again. That was weird. I was about to force shut it off. I was like, what is going on here?